to mention that I'm smoking some chicken today. Hey folks, welcome back to the channel, Long Shot Adventures. Today we're here in the man cave and we're going to be doing some upgrades to the Grizzly. Now we're going to be doing an exhaust, a Barker's exhaust, and putting an EHS controller on. You're going to notice this stuff looks like it's been used. It obviously was. I've been running this bike here now for a year, yesterday actually, and I did have the exhaust and the EHS computer already put on. It went in for some warranty work, so obviously that stuff has to come off. Do note it that if you have computers, exhaust, intakes, before you take it into your dealer for service, make sure you have that stuff off because they'll void your warranty in a heartbeat. So I did take those off, got the warranty work done. Now it's back, and I figured this was a good opportunity to do a video of how to put the EHS controller and the Barker exhaust on. So we'll show you step by step on how we did it, and yeah, hope you enjoy the video. I want to show you how I got things laid out here. So obviously this is the Barker's exhaust. Comes complete, no assembly required there. Came with a clamp, a spacer, and a long bolt, and very bad instructions. So there is a quiet core slipped in here. It's a little tube that goes about that long. I highly recommend it. It's about $30 to $40 American. If you hunt or don't like a super loud exhaust, it definitely needs this, because without that quiet core, this is crazy loud. There is the controller there, EHS controller, and the instructions that came with that. Those are actually decent instructions, and it also tells you how to program that, but we'll go through that later on. One thing I will do is I'll start the Grizzly with the stock exhaust so you can hear what it sounds like with it, and then after we're done with this install, I'll do it with the Barker so you can hear the difference, see if it's right for you. We're going to fire up the Grizzly now so you can hear a quick listen to it, what it sounds like with the stock exhaust on. Let's get this bad boy started. We won't run it very long because obviously we're in a closed spot. For anybody who's wondering, there's the mileage, so 3405. The bike just turned 1 year old yesterday. That's for how long I've had it. So yeah, we did a fair amount of riding this year. So let's get this thing in park and we'll fire it up. That's the stock exhaust there. Not crazy loud. Get that off fairly quick. We don't want to fumigate ourselves, so you get a little listen to what it sounds like in here now. And once we get the other exhaust put on, we'll fire it up again, and you can hear what the difference is. Every application might be a little bit different. I'm running a windshield, as you can see. So in order to get some of these plastics off, first thing we gotta do is take the windshield off. Now this is a Yamaha windshield. It's a quick release, so maybe if you have a different windshield, it would be a little different to take it off. I'll show you how this stuff comes off, and let's get to it. So we got a little wing nut right there. That just comes off there. I'm going to take this other wing nut over here off. And this, just give that a little yank, and that pulls off that side. And pull off that side as well. This one's always a little bit harder. Take that off. So as you can see, now we have full accessibility to our plastic to take off. That plastic right there is the first one we're going to take off. That won't come off of that windshield. So yeah, we'll get this put down and we'll carry on. So the first thing we want to do, I'm just going to grab that plastic, give that a little pull. This just pulls on a couple clamps. One thing I would recommend, so as you can see here, that just pulls right up. That won't clear that windshield there. So we do have access to a few things here. And I do want to recommend that if you're going to do this with these plastics, the way they're going to bend, you're going to see bend and pull. This is a heated baby barn. So do it on a warm day, or if you have access to a heated garage or baby barn, I would highly recommend that. I wouldn't want to see anybody break a plastic, because they you'll see as we go along, these do a fair amount of bending and flexing the plastics to get them on and off. So we got the first piece of plastic off here, and the next thing is we're going to pull these bolts, 2 bolts off here. One's here and one over on that side. It's a 10 mil bolt, you can see there, and we're going to get those taken off now. Also, we're going to pull these 2 vent hoses out, holes now, and we'll push through. And also there are 4 screws here that come out, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Those come off, but pull our seat off right first. That's the first thing we need to do here. Just gives it a little yank in the back, comes up. Now I do have a wire on mine because I run a heated seat, so unplug that. That seat will come off. It's a pretty tight spot in there. There, get those 4 out. Other thing you're going to see here, this is a solid piece. You're going to want to take a X-Acto knife, cut that down, and all you do is pull that tab down, and you run your wire here. Your EHS controller is going to mount up here, a piece of via Velcro, and that just keeps everything all nice and tight. So I got those 4 screws off. Next is going to be these 2 clips right here. We'll remove those. 1, 2. That's all that's left holding that big piece of plastic on. So with all the bolts removed, 2 here, sorry, 1 there, 1 here, get out of the way, 4 inside, 1, 2, 3, 4, they're gone, and the 2 brackets. So this just pulls up. And what's holding these here, you'll see just a couple little rubber clips. It sits down in. Now, like I said, you're going to have to do some bending. Pull those out there now. Bending of the plastic, because it is a tight fit. The bike is in park, so it helps us, give us a little more room to get this out. See how much the plastic kind of flexes. So yeah, that's off. That gets us exposed to here. So we'll continue on. Now that we got the top plastic off here, next we're going to remove the 2 side panels. So we're going to come down here, because there is 1 bolt in here. Get some light in here. You can see right down in there. So that's comes off there. That's the only one. I always see him remove that one for some reason. So we're gonna get that removed. That's a 10 mil as well, and we'll go with that. Right there, try to get some light there. With that bolt removed right now, that plastic will just snap right out. Pulls up. It comes right out. That opens up, gives you that side there. So we're gonna be able to take out this whole compartment here. Air breather will come off. Just a little easier to get in with these sides off. So same thing on the right hand side, sorry, left hand side. Got 1 bolt here in the corner. Take that off there. And we'll just pull this plastic up. Next we're going to remove our filter, air filter. Couple clips there. Comes off. And that gives us easier access to this bolt right here in order for this whole top to come off. Now that our 2 covers are off, side covers, and our air box, we are going to take off the other part of our compartment. 10 mil socket as well. 1 bolt holds that. Comes out. This just lifts off. So these clip in here. Those 2 rubber fittings. As well, when I pulled the other plastics off, they always mounted in these and these. So those are just rubber inserts. They just push in. So we have our controller here. I did put a little bit of dielectric grease in the 2 ends here. And we're going to pick away at that. So just press tab here. Wiggle. It's a little tight. comes off there. And we have a male and female. So click, and this one goes on that way. And that's it. So it's installed. Next, I'm going to show you the way I put the zip ties on, going running up to here. Now that we have it tie wrapped here, move this out of the way just a little bit. That just pops out. Give us a little more clearance. Back in place. So you can see here, it's a little fitting, same thing as the rest of the ones. That's just a little rubber goes in, and it comes out this side here, right into that. We're gonna put our box back on, cover this all back up, and I'll show you how I run the controller down in. So next we're gonna put our storage box back on. You'll see these two prongs, they go right into those rubbers. Push them like that. And we're going to reinsert our 10mm bolt. Now our bolt's back in. Snug that down. Not crazy tight. That is plastic on plastic. You'll be able to see how the controller comes in a little better. So we ran it up here. We zip tied it to here. Now this is our ground. That's going to run over here. And like I said, this is the way I did it. Maybe you can figure out a different way you want to do it on your bike. This is how it worked for me, and I had no issues. So a little tab, like I said, that I cut out right there. Push that down. Put the controller on there, and I just zip tied it there. It just keeps everything nice and snug from moving in and out. So as you can see, the wire just runs here underneath, allows some movement. Didn't hurt anything in there, no shaking's going on. Next, we're going to run our ground on. I brought it down this way, zip tie it to there, and then we're going to fasten it to our ground terminal here. So the wire runs here, between here. I did zip tie the excess, as you can see, quite a bit. Now there's lots going on here. I have a light bar installed and heated handlebars, as well as a heated seat, so that's why there's so many plugs onto this neutral ground. Now last time I did take the rack off, but I did want to show people that it can be done without removing the rack. It is a fair amount of work to remove that, so it's a little congested in here, as you can see, but it is doable without removing the rack. When we do, I'm going to do a video of my light bar. When I do that, obviously the rack has to come off the way I mounted it, and I'll show you that. So right now we're going to get this negative put on, and we'll go with that. I wanted to show you what the final outcome looks like. So like I said, we're zip tied under that tab there. Controller sits in here. It's going to velcro to the top. Ran the ground wire down through here, zip tied it onto that frame between this cluster, and took the excess here and down to the negative terminal here. The other wire that comes off the controller on this side runs across our storage compartment, comes down, zip tied it here and there as well, and then it runs underneath the box. We've seen the rest of them. So that's pretty much it for the put this back in place. That's pretty much it for the computer install. The next part, I'm going to start picking away at the exhaust. So now that we have our EHS controller installed, all wired up and hooked up, we're going to continue on with the exhaust install. So if you didn't put on an exhaust, this is just a slip-on, not a full exhaust. If you didn't put on the slip-on or didn't order that, that's the end of this video. But if you want to know how to put on your Barker exhaust, and we'll continue with that. So we're looking at a 4mm Allen key. And take this off first. This is one of your heat protectors. This will not reinstall with the Barker's exhaust. Now, this stuff would probably be seized on with an older bike. So it's a good idea if you do take this off and put it back on, put some anti-seize. So now that our heat guard is gone, next two things we're going to do is remove the springs. I do have a tool here for that. Don't laugh too hard. I'm no professional at getting these. If somebody knows an easier way, by all means share it down in the comments, because these are a real pain to get off. So I kind of had to use a flat head and the hook in order to get that off. Whew. Those are they're on there good. So we'll get the bottom one off now. We'll get back to you. Now that we have both springs removed, we're going to continue down here to the back of the bike, and right in there we're going to remove that one bolt, and that whole exhaust is going to come right off. 12mm bolt. 12mm. So I'm going to remove our bolt, slide the exhaust out. I did want to point out there's a little donut here. I don't know if you can see it or not. And a lot of times that falls off. Actually stayed on this time. So your other exhaust is going to come here and mate up against that. Slide that in there. One thing I forgot to mention is there were two springs that came with the Barker exhaust. These are the original Yamaha ones. They are a little heavier dutier, but as you can see, they're a fair amount longer. So these shorter ones are the ones that come with the Barker exhaust, and we're going to reinstall those. Hook works a lot better putting them on than taking them off. So got the two springs on. They went on a lot easier than they came off. The heat shield doesn't fit with the, you can see back here it's catching, so that will stay off for this application. So next we're going to take a 13mm wrench and we're going to tighten this bad boy up. Gone ahead and installed our exhaust. So we got our bolt in there. Let's see here, our spacer done. So that's all installed there. Our springs are in place. Both springs, like I said, heat shield won't fit over top. And one thing I did want to mention when we were getting the EHS controller put on, I forgot to mention here. You can see it right there. There's a little orange plastic piece of plastic there. So that slides over there. So there's an environmental control that creates a lot of decel popping with the Yamaha. Some guys plug it with a bolt on the other end, but when you get the control, EHS sends you this little plug. We're going to start putting bike back together now. So we'll start with our air breather cover. Tight for big fingers. Start with our sides next. So this is going to hook in here, here, and then here, as well as back here. One hooks in here, here, these two spots here, and back here. Next, we're going to put our top plastic on. Like I said, it's in park. It'll help a lot getting this on. The front here, squeeze by these wires. Two clips. There. There. Put our 4 screw bolts back in. There are little rubber nubs in the back, so my hand is in there, so you can grip it, because they will start to turn on themselves until it tightens. Oh, crazy tight. You'll see if you put it too tight, this latch here will not seat properly into that rubber. You can see the little rubber tab right there. So we have our 4 screws in, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Our controllers here, that will mount here up top via Velcro. Now this has already been programmed, but we'll roll it outside and we'll fire it up and just make sure it is still didn't lose its program, because it's been unplugged probably for a month now. So that's going to sit right there. So those 4 screws are in. Close that up and we'll continue on. Back to the front. There are these 2 air lines we took off, or vent hoses. We're going to reroute those in. And 1 big hole, 1 small hole. Like so. Next, we're going to put our 2 bolts here on the sides. So our front plastic part's going to slide right in here. Just clicks down, snug like that. Next, we're going to put our seat on. Mine's a little different, like I said, because I do have a heated seat. Plug that in. Pinch the wire. Good there. Seat slides up in the front from those hooks. So the seat goes down, slides a little bit forward, and clicks in. So next we're going to put our bolt in here, and that's to hold the side panel, just to brace that down. So I reinstalled our bolt on the other side. So on the right side, back here in the corner, that's been reinstalled. All that's left is our windshield. Start installing our windshield. Bring that up. Put this into here, one side. You can see here or not. One is it's a male and female end. Just pulls over, clicks in. Grab our 2 little plastic wing nuts. Go straight in, and the other side. So everything's put back together. I'm gonna have to fire the bike up inside. I'll have to open the door because I did forget to mention that I'm smoking some chicken today. So we're definitely not going to be able to wheel the bike out right now because that ramp is being used. We're going to open the door up. We'll fire it up and you can hear the difference. running, depending on what you have. I have a slip-on, stock lid. I will have the EHS lid will be coming in. That's on back order. It's been back order for the last year, so hopefully that'll be soon. So we'll check that. So for mine, I have the green for 2. You press your E8 button in the center. So you're flashing 2. You're good there. Press it again. Yellow 3. Red is 2. Green, blue is 5. So if I want to change that, obviously, that's 5.5. Put it back to 5. Yellow, blue is 2.5. So you see the 2 going on to the 3. If you don't click it fast enough, it will go back to where it was. 2.5. And then red, blue, 3. So, and we'll be back. That just times out after a couple of seconds, and then we'll go back to idle. So that, when it's blinking like that, that means it's a perfect idle. You don't want it solid because you're running too rich. So the computer has kept its programming. So that was down for over a month, or out of the bike for over a month. So kept the programming. So, like I said, that is a sound exhaust. I knew I said I wasn't going to do it, but I'm going to take out the quiet core just so you guys can hear what it sounds like since we're doing this video. So you heard the bike running with the quiet core in. I will remove the quiet core since we're already into this video. And so just 3 Allen keys. They're number 4. Moved our 3 bolts now. We're going to take our exhaust tip off, and you'll see our quiet core sitting right there. So that's it. So I'm going to put the tailpipe back on, and we'll fire this bad boy up so you can hear what it sounds like with the quiet core out. So we tighten our 3 bolts up for the tip, and let's fire it up and hear what it sounds like with the quiet core out. Well folks, this concludes this tutorial of how to put on the EHS controller and the Barker exhaust. I did want to mention I was in touch with EHS and asked them if it made any difference in performance running the quiet core or not running it at all, and they said it doesn't. So it's just pure what you want to hear for noise or not want to hear. So I do want to let you know there was a significant power increase with the exhaust and the EHS controller. EHS mentions that the most bang for your buck you're going to get is doing a new exhaust. So the controller helped, the exhaust made a big difference, and I'm still waiting on the airbox. So we'll do a video when that gets done. So as always, stay safe, take care. Let me know what you liked about the video, what you didn't like down in the comments. I'm always looking to improve the content of this channel, and take care.